And hello. Good morning, friends. How is everyone today? Happy Saturday. Welcome. Yes, Tee's here. Tee's stuck in the house again today. So, for those of you that have been following my dilemma here with the water, we're not in the clear yet, unfortunately. I think it's mostly our street and some of the surrounding streets. And the clubhouse is closed and the pools and everything. Well, the pools, because they just probably, haven't been maintained in the last couple of days because nobody's been able to get into the community. And the clubhouse is closed because I guess it sprung a leak during all that torrential rain we had. So they'll be fixing that. And church is canceled. Could you believe they canceled church already for tomorrow? So, it's bad when they cancel church. Anyway, so we're stuck here again, and it is what it is. I mean, it's beautiful out. The sun is shining, and we were supposed to do a birthday party today for one of the neighborhood kids. Not really do it. They had asked us if we would come by at a certain time, and they would, buy ice cream for the party. But they're actually also in Cane Bay, and they're on the other side, and I think they're still filled with water too. And I haven't heard from her, so I don't know. But right now, we're not going to take the chance. We'll see what happens as the day goes on. It's 9:45, so 10:45, 11:45, 12:45, 13. Yeah, maybe by 2:45, we'll see what happens. Hi, everyone. KK, what are you doing? You're coming in and out as different names. Hi, Cindy, honey. Hey, Adam. Good morning. Oh, you're in Italy, Kathy. Oh, awesome. Well, I thank you for stopping in and saying hi. I hope you're having a great time. I hope you're having a wonderful time. It's got to be late afternoon there, right? It's about 8 hours difference. About 8 hour difference there, I think. So if it's 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's about 5, 6 o'clock there, I would think. So I hope you're having a good time. Did you just get there, or is it the winding down of your trip? How long are you there? All right. So anyway, I hope everybody else is well. And I did have a good morning, Vintage Memories. How are you, Robin? Good to see you. I've been plugging along here at my inventory. And let me tell you guys, you got to do inventory, boy. You would be shocked at stuff that's not listed anymore, or that is listed and you don't have it. It's really crazy. I think I mentioned it to you guys if you watched on Thursday, that the last time Rob and I did inventory, I think, was back in February of 2023. Yes, going swimming in the Mediterranean 1 week, 2 to go. Oh, wow. Awesome, Kathy. Will you enjoy yourself? That sounds awesome. That is great. Having leftover pizza for breakfast, a favorite treat. Well, you enjoy that, Robin. You definitely enjoy that. So this inventory thing is crazy. But I think the one good thing about being stuck in the house, I'm plugging through it. I'm really getting through it. And sometimes also it's duplicate listed, and I am doing inventory also and listing second 0 day of sale this week, getting old. Second 0 day of sales this week, getting old. How did you print out your inventory? So I printed it out basically like this, where there is a small picture on the side here. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a little dark here. I don't have the lights on behind me. I only have the kitchen table light on. And then as I do it, As I have it, I checked it all. Rob and I went through all the bins and I gave it one check mark. And then once I relisted it, I crossed it this way. Now, just because it says it's relisted doesn't actually mean it's relisted. I put it in scheduled. And what I'm trying to do is sell similar, schedule the listing out, and I keep pushing them out because I don't want to drop them all and kill my store algorithm. Good morning, Gayleen. Hi, honey. I don't want to kill the store algorithm, so I'm trying to do a few every day, couple an hour, 4 minutes apart, maybe 10 listings every 12 hours, something like that. Just trying to get some kind of rhythm down. I don't know. I'm not an algorithm expert, to be honest with you, and I don't know what the rest of you feel about, what they call the algorithm and if it really works, doesn't it work? I could check the box and I could sell similar and I could list and just keep listing and listing and listing. But then all of a sudden within 24 hours, I could have 700 items up. I don't know. That might tank. I don't know. Again, I'm guessing. I don't, the algorithm has always been a mystery to all of us over the years. People say, do this, do that. I just think the schedule and letting a few drop at the same time is good. I'm trying to say 3 to 4 days ahead with scheduled listings. Also, it's nice to wake up and see that 5 are already done. Nothing helps nothing, right? And that's true. So again, we have the A through Z bins, the clothes, right? And my goal on that, I know it sounds kind of, I don't know, is it a little anal of me or a little OCD? I'm not really an OCD person, but I am with certain things. So I'm trying to get A through Z in order and drop them so that when the listings expire, they expire A through Z. I don't know if that even makes sense, but we'll see. I'm eventually trying with all the clothes to only have those bins. So what I'm also doing is, as I'm doing it, I am putting what P's, let's say, for instance, my letter P, what P's are I've used and what P's are available. I'm going 1 through 25. The problem with going up to 25 sometimes with the clothes bins is you can't have 25 pairs of jeans in those bins. So that's going to be a little challenging, but we'll see how it goes. And like I said, there's like 4 bins of clothes that fell off. And then there are some stuff that I couldn't find, which means I probably don't have them. And, like I said, I'm Xing off ones that I do have and I did relist. But, here's an example what I'm doing, like 2 ends that are on and were listed, but they are not here. I don't have them. So I either sold them, or the other thing is once I'm completely through this list, it's possible they have a different number, or maybe one was on mine, one was on Rob's, and we never took it down off the other one, or we never changed the number. So we'll figure all that out. And then, of course, I have other stuff, right? So I have magazines and books and all kinds of stuff that I am just now kind of really trying to compact by doing like the book sports bin A and cookbook bin A. Oh, I have to put that. I actually finished cookbook bin A. I'm on bin B. I have a lot of cookbooks for some reason. Didn't know I had as many as I have. So I'm going to make sure I go out and put that in the bin because I did relist those yesterday, I think. And again, when I say relisted them, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are actually relisted. It just means that they're in draft or scheduled. Okay, just you talking about work is making me feel guilty. Well, that's what we do here on Coffee, KK. But I won 2 full shelf lots at an auction yesterday, full that I am even called eBay. They said it is natural slowdown. I am 45% down in the main store. Third store is up 100%. I don't get it. Okay, so let's talk about that too. And this is something we touched upon this a little bit with June, because she has to open a second store. And for those of you who have ever followed anybody, and I've never done it, if you guys want me to, I guess I could. I don't know if I want to open a third store, but we could experiment a little bit and we could start a whole brand new store from scratch at some point and try to list like a couple of items a day and see if that falls in an algorithm somehow. Because I don't know. But it is summer slowdown, Cindy, to eBay's, natural slowdown, whatever you want to call it. Economy's down. Things are not great. Although I feel like when the economy is down, secondhand stuff sells better, like clothes now with back to school and jeans and stuff like that, that I even have new with tags. And those things could potentially sell better because I will have a better price than somebody, if you go to Macy's or, any of the stores to buy that stuff, Kohl's or whatever, you may get a better price here on eBay. I don't know. I use clothespins with name of box written out for my clothes. When I sell something from the box, I attach a clothespin to the item, then put it in a jar. When listing new items, I grab a clothespin. Okay. Yeah. So, basically, June, if you guys don't remember or remember these were when we were doing auction numbers and we were grabbing numbers out of a bin and everybody had an auction number. She had sent me a bunch of these with that bowl. And I still had a bunch of these left. So I've been using them in the clothes because they're not like Rob had used some index cards as well. But for the longest time, we were just using like silly sticky pads. So after a while, they just, were getting messed up and stuff like that. So these are pretty cool. And I'm using these when I have stuff. So as I sell things and have the extra numbers, I have them here to fill in the gaps. And I'm trying again not to save any numbers. I have bins 36 through 49, I believe. And some of them are combined now, like 48 and 49 is in the same bin. And I think 37 and 38 might be in the same bin or something like that. Because I'm trying to really condense. I have to try to condense. My garage, has to get a second car in there at some point. So we really have to figure that out going forward. Right now, we've been lucky enough to have my cousin's house where I keep one of the cars, and which is my dad's car right now, is parked at her house. And we're looking to sell the other car right now. I have it in with the mechanic, and he hasn't been able to work the last couple of days. So I'm sure he hasn't even looked at it yet, but it's got a slight oil leak. So we're trying to figure out what that is and if it's worth the expense or if I should just sell it like that, or I don't know. It's a secondhand car. It's, it is what it is. So we'll figure that out in the next couple of weeks, but I've got to sell that car. There's no reason for us to have all the cars we have. I have the truck for the ice cream now. That's going to be an issue in the next couple of weeks. I got to find a spot for that. And then we'll put the 2 cars at the house. So I have to clean that garage. I have to get it condensed. And not only that, now with the ice cream, we really need a second freezer, refrigerator, something in the garage, which have always been used to. And this is the first time we don't have a secondary one. So we want to work on that as well. So what was that?
Bath Company.
Oh, Bath Company. Oh, they're only a year late.
That's not bad. They got cut off in the flood.
It's so funny, these people that still call time and like after we had been putting our feelers out when we had to put the bathroom in here. Not that it's a year ago, it's probably less than that, but it was sometime in the spring, probably. I don't even know, but whatever. Anyway, that's the story there. Hi, LaDonna. How are you, sweetheart? Nice to see you. R through opening. What is... Hey, Robbie, we see you in the mirror. No, that's not the mirror. That was actually the kitchen where he went into the closet. Oh, maybe you saw him in this mirror over here. Oh, okay. R through opening. If you're asking me about the weather, no. The Lexus with the leak, no. No. So that my father has a Lexus and we have a Lexus. So funny. My father bought his Lexus secondhand and he bought the one that I used to have. Robbie and I each used to have a Lexus that I had bought when I was in mortgage way back when and had money. And we bought them both new. And when we had the restaurant and we were in trouble, I sold my Lexus. And we kept Robbie's. For whatever reason, I don't even remember why we kept one over the other, but we did. Mine was, oh no, that's because his was newer maybe. So my father bought one and he bought almost the exact one that I had. It wasn't the one that I had, but so his car and Robbie's car, are probably the two cars we're going to keep. And then the Infinity, which we bought actually from our mechanic way back when, back in New York, it was his wife's. It was, oh gosh, it's a 2004 Infinity i35, I think. But either the oil pan or the valve cover or something, it's got a small leak in it. It's not a big leak or anything, but it's leaving drips. So we're gonna get that taken care of so we can sell it. The cars, we've kept our cars in good shape. But they all have mileage on it. That actually is the car that has the least amount of mileage on it. And I think, Infinity's like a Nissan and the two Lexuses are like Toyotas. So both Lexuses have like 150,000 miles on it. I think Robbie's maybe a little bit under, my dad's a little bit over, but they still run great. And we just actually had the Lexus tuned up, and that's the one I got to take back to Little River to replace the bad catalytic converter that they had replaced in December. So we have to go back there again. So anyway, but we're going to keep those two cars. They're in great shape, and there's really nothing wrong with them now. And they could run another 150,000 miles. And I am not into car loans. I do not want to have one. I don't care. I'll drive them all till they die. I'm just not there. And the Infinity actually, I think only has 110,000, maybe even less than that, maybe 109. And Robbie didn't drive it much. Robbie, even when we were on Long Island, he bought that car just to drive back and forth to the railroad when he was working for the taxi company. So other than driving it here once or twice and back to New York, maybe once, I don't even know. We really didn't take it a lot. We always just drove the Lexus. So that's also why it doesn't have as much mileage on it as the other cars. And the van has mileage on it. The van's probably up over 120 or so, but that's all right. I bought that secondhand and it's fine. And that goes back to the dealership because I have an extended warranty. I did buy that through the dealer. And yeah, and we're going to, unfortunately, that is the one truck I do still have a loan on it. As long as I can pay that through the business, fine. Once I can't do that anymore, that's got to go. So we'll see what happens in the next coming year. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. Anyway, but yeah, get rid of the Infinity. Don't put any money in it, my opinion. Okay. I want a large false craft bean pot with one handle, vintage, that has a 2-inch chip on the handle. Would you all still try to list or let go of it? Oh, they're all automatics. I haven't driven a stick since I had a Nissan. Oh, actually, it was a Datsun B210. I had a Volkswagen Rabbit that was a stick shift, and I had a Datsun B210 that was a stick. And I'm trying to remember. I think somewhere in there. Oh, my Scirocco's. I had two Scirocco's. I worked for Volkswagen way back when, and I think I've owned two Jettas, two Scirocco's, a Rabbit. I actually bought the Rabbit. The Rabbit's a funny story. Someday we can't go into all the stories now, but funny stories. 10:30. I've been working from home since the big COVID, so my car has very little mileage on it. We keep them forever. House is nearly paid for. I'm thinking of retiring from the corporate job. Oh, all right, KK. All right, honey. Good for you, LaDonna. You don't have to say the big C. You can say coronavirus. You can say COVID. All of that stuff there's no ban on those words. Again, we go back to talking about eBay and algorithms and things like that. I talk about the same thing with YouTube. If they shut you down for saying certain words or talking about certain things, I don't know. I don't know how true any of that is. Thank God. The only thing I've ever gotten a content strike for on here has been music. which has unfortunately been my own fault. I used to subscribe to a music app that was through YouTube that used to allow, and I can't remember the name of it, used to allow me to play music like that intro with Donna and I and the auctions and everything. That kind of gets grandfathered in because wherever that music came from, and I can't remember the name of it, but I will never get a content strike on that video because I used that song while I had this subscription, but I no longer had this subscription because, again, these things, I'm trying to cut all my subscriptions. Everyone is so weird about it. It's fine. It's fine. I get it, LaDonna. It's okay, honey. I'm okay with it. I don't think it affects us, especially anymore. I don't think it does. But anyway, so that is the plan to get the garage down. So the other thing is, and I mentioned this the other day, and I have to look, I don't think I saw a lot of this stuff listed. And I may not have even put these advertising trade cards. I might not have even listed them yet, but this is the kind of stuff that I definitely want to list more of. This and postcards, God bless you, and menus and small magazines, newspapers, things that are photographs, and things that that definitely take up less room. Robbie's got a bunch of stuff in a small little file cabinet in the garage. I've expanded my Etsy to eBay, District, and Macari this year. Turned 58 this week, so I've been crazy busy. Well, happy birthday. I turned 58 this year, too, on May 6th. So happy birthday. Welcome to the 58 Club. But District, I guess you're selling on there, LaDonna. I don't know, or you're just buying on there. Youngins, all of you. I'm married to an old man. He'll be 58. I'm 68 this year in November, but it's all good. Hey, listen, I have a son who a week from Monday is going to be 39 and his wife is 40. Oh my God. So yeah, I feel like, holy cow, I'm really getting old when I can children of those ages. But yes, I sell on Vamp, similar to Etsy. Awesome. Okay. So again, guys, don't forget, in coffee, no problem to drop any of your links. LaDonna, if you want to share any of those sales sites. We're not doing a lot of selling here anymore on my channel just because of the downsizing and everything. Eventually, I'll get back to some of it. I'd like to maybe have a guest on still every now and again, and maybe do something once a month where I maybe buy a small little section of an estate sale or a small storage unit or something. But we're trying to keep it small and practical. My oldest will be 46 this year. My oldest grand turned 27, and the oldest great grand turned 9. Wow, Cindy. So my son started late because him and his wife were married for almost 10. Oh, they were married, I think, 10 years. They got married on They got married on Superstorm Sandy Eve. So I'm trying to remember what year that was. 2011. I can't remember. I have to look it up. So they're married now probably almost 13, 14 years because their anniversary is coming up in October. And then my oldest grand will only be 3 in September 20th. He will be 3 years old. Oh my God. So my daughter-in-law came out of the bathroom the other morning and she couldn't find him. She didn't know where he was. I have to show you this picture. Please don't judge the hair. Yes, it's my grandson. Just so you all know, I have 2 grandsons. But this is my oldest grandson, and she couldn't find him. And this is where he was. Oh, can you see it? Oh, God, I have such a glare here. Oh, I have such a glare. Let's see. Oh, it's bad. It's really a glare. Can you see him? Yes, he was in the refrigerator. So that's where he was. I have a grandbaby. She just turned 2, light of my life. Yeah. And then Mason is my other son's son. So, yeah, I turned my back for a minute to go to the bathroom, and Emmett's climbing is in the fridge. It's really pretty funny. And then my other one, let's see. I don't know if I have any updated pictures of Mason. Let me see. Nah, this is kind of, well, it was his first pool day, but there he is in the pool. And he was crying. Oh, this is bad with the phone. You can't even see it. But then as soon as he got his food, he was like 4 grands and 8. Cool kid. Yes, he is, Adam. He's awesome. And, you know, they were concerned about his speech. And my husband always laughs because when, not Christopher, who this is his father, but my son Brian was 2. He wasn't speaking well or speaking much or at all. I don't even remember. But my husband used to say, he will speak. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But I called the county. I called the school. We did all kinds of interventions. And then eventually Brian never shut up. Right? So the same thing is now happening to Emmett. And again, this is not Brian's son. This is my other son, Chris, a.k.a. OB, that they call him. But now he's talking so much better. And they think he just has a lazy tongue. He went to speech therapy for the first time the other day and got evaluated. And they don't think there's anything except maybe his tongue's a little lazy. So they're doing some exercises and they're working with him on that. So I'm sure he'll be fine. But he's saying grandma, he's saying grandpa, he says poppy for my dad. And, you know, he says other words, you know, he repeats everything too. And he loves that grandma and grandpa have an ice cream truck. And when we go on FaceTime, we kind of show him everything. And then, you know, of course he wants everything, but we're not there. And I don't think we'll see them this year for it. Maybe next year. I'm hoping that now all of them will plan some trips here since we definitely have the room. And they had all come to the other house too. And now that my dad's here, it's another excuse for them to come. Although next year we have to go back to New York because my nephew is getting married May 4th of 2025. So we'll be definitely going to that wedding and headed back to New York. Yeah, unless we get rained in again. No, bite your tongue. Oh my God, they're talking about a hurricane next week, which they're watching. So hopefully it doesn't hit us. We'll see what happens. It may go out to sea.
Just the beginning of the hurricane.
Yeah, that they said it's going to be a very active hurricane season. And our hurricane season, I think, lasts till like November 30th. It's late here in the South, so I'm not sure exactly what the date is, but I know it's November at some point. So it is what it is. But anyway, getting back to eBay. That's the kind of stuff I'm going to be sourcing from now on. And potentially if I buy other stuff, then that stuff's definitely got to come. New York seems crazy now with all the migrants. Yeah. It's a mess. It's definitely a mess, LaDonna. Some crazy stuff going on. And I heard a really crazy story. I used to be a big, way back in the day, like Luke and Laura Spencer days, like General Hospital fan. Like I had to run home from school to watch, you know, all of that stuff, so to speak, and watched it for years. But I heard some story that the other day, the star of General Hospital got shot on the streets of New York. He died. I don't know who he is. I don't know if any of you heard that, but it's that's how crazy the streets are right now. I think he was trying to protect another co-worker or something because shots were fired or something. But that's how crazy it's really gotten. But it is what it is. I'm just glad we're not there anymore. Rob used to joke, especially when he was driving the taxi, that he used to get hives when he saw the city skyline because he used to not hate to drive people into the city because it was just such a mess. I heard that as well. Lots of companies moving out. Yeah, well, I've told the story before. My cousin who lives here, she lived in Manhattan for 22 years, never was afraid to walk the streets. She lived in all different sections of the city. She probably for the last 10 or 12 years lived in lower Manhattan, kind of down, not really World Trade Center area, but somewhat like 23rd and Wall, somewhere over that way, like but the last year she was there, kind of COVID, kind of post-COVID a little bit. She was accosted a couple of times. Thank God never really attacked or anything, but she was afraid to walk the streets. And this was a 40-something-year-old woman, tough cookie too, who had never been afraid to do that. So, you know, when her parents and her brother decided to move here, she kind of put a co-op on the market, and she was lucky enough to have a job. She works for Citi, private client. So she's lucky enough. She's in mortgage. I actually had gotten her into mortgage many, many moons ago, way back when. So, and she stuck with it. And she's still young enough. She just turned 50. So, but she's a young 50, a very young 50. And she's a good egg. But, you know, she's single. She's been single all these years. She actually was engaged at some point in her life, and it just didn't work out. But she's good with it, and she's loving it here now. It was a little hard for her to get acclimated, but now she's getting involved in her community and some of the folks that live in her community. And she's, you know, playing pickleball, and she was always very active. She's very athletic, and she's doing well. Her and I actually swam together, did lifeguarding and all that good stuff. So he caught someone stealing his catalytic converter on his car, approached the thief, and got shot. Ah, okay. Is that what happened? General Hospital actor. Okay.
Makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, so crazy. Stealing a catalytic converter, that's a big ticket item, I know, because we're having our one warranty replaced, hopefully when we can get back to Little River.
On the U-Haul.
Yeah, we had one stolen on a U-Haul. I don't know if you guys remember that. Gosh, that's when we were moving down to Little River, right?
No, we were in Little River.
Oh, it was, we rented a U-Haul because we had bought the toy deal or something. Yeah. Yeah, and they stole the catalytic converter in Little River. Well, it was Long's, but still, it was like, not when we were up in New York, when we were down here in South Carolina. So it can happen anywhere, because those are big ticket items. So, hi, Gloria. Good morning, sweetheart. How are you? So anyway, if I do get back to doing that stuff, and we do decide to have sales on the channel again and do some auctions, I will be auctioning off the stuff that I don't want to sell, like the bigger items. Here's a new sourcing setup by Kevin Cummings District. Ah, yes, yes. Yeah, that's awesome. Kevin's awesome. We love Kevin. And at the end of the day, I can't keep the larger stuff. So I'd probably, you know, if I do get another toy deal, or I do get glass or any of that stuff that I just don't want to list anymore, I'll pass the deals on to you guys. So we'll see what happens. Even books I'm kind of holding back on too, because like I had mentioned to you guys the other day, you know, this size, nice little light paperweight is good. Good morning, Glenn. But this one here, it's a heavier book, and it's, you know, it's not a ton of money in it. But it's just stuff that either we found in a storage unit. You know, I'm trying to keep it like to also like things like this. Like this is Christy McAuliffe, who was killed in the Challenger. She was a teacher from New Hampshire. If you guys don't know the story, when the Challenger blew up. And ironically, we were in New Hampshire at the time. I had my aunt and uncle moved there from Long Island many, many moons ago, and I had spent a lot of time there, and it just so happened that we happened to be in New Hampshire when the Challenger blew up. And that, what year was that? That was probably 1986. My son was probably just a year old, and I used to travel a lot back and forth doing that. So people who collect things like this, newspaper articles. I've been buying, or always picked up like crafting stuff, things like that. And those are the kind of stuff that I'm gonna kind of sell on eBay. That's small and little things that I can keep in file cabinets or small bins, and just downsize some of the large items. My father had sent us down here with a bunch of his equipment, which I still got to purge a lot of it. Purge meaning either sell it or list it, one or the other. But yeah. Ladonna, I've only tried to set up an account to buy. Yeah, I think it might be. I use mainly my laptop and tablet, Gloria, to live sell. It's Apple, but they are doing an Android trial now. Oh, okay. So you can only do that on Apple. Okay. All right. Good to know. Probably why you can't do it, Gloria. It'll get there. They'll all, eventually kind of catch up. But so that's the story with me. Hopefully I can finish the rest of the inventory this week. I'm going to probably for the rest of the day work on it. Rob will help me. I've got a bunch of projects for him already in the back of my head that I need him to do.
Just call me so.
Can't be all game playing all day.
Yeah.
No, it can't. So I'll, this way we can get the inventory done. We can get new listings up, because I do have, that's the other thing. A lot of this stuff that's in the garage isn't even listed yet. I'm old school. I like the laptop. I sell on District, but not live. I just via phone. You can use Chrome. Ah, okay. Wow, I went by this old shop that had all kinds of old paper, not sure what kind. I was thinking about looking into it. Oh, KK, you should. Send me some photos. KK, did you buy ribbon the other day? I think you left to do bingo when we were talking about it on the thing. Somebody said, was that KK who bought that awesome vintage ribbon? So I was saying, I don't know. I think it was on JJ's. I think they said it was Big Barn. And I think they were a little jealous that they missed out on the ribbon. And yes, it was you. Okay, so they're like, oh, I wonder if she's going to resell it. I'm like, she's not a reseller. She's probably using it for crafting. Or maybe it was Gloria. Was it you, Gloria? Or was it Cindy? It was somebody. I don't remember who it was. But I'm sure that's what you want it for, right? Is to craft with it. Yes, Gloria said yes, it's her. Yes, KK. So yeah, she's probably going to craft with it. She loves to make stuff. She's really good at making purses and things. Kat has sold a ton of lace on eBay at fantastic prices. I know. It's amazing to me of the stuff that people sell. Like who do I pop in every once in a blue moon? She used to be big on our auctions, and I can't think of now who it is on whatnot, but she sells just like squares of things. KK, you got great buys with that ribbon. Oh, see, Gloria knows. Oh gosh, I can't think of her name now. How bad am I? Like, I need to get in touch with James. He has more for me. I will be listing some vintage ribbons soon. Gloria, what kind are you looking for? Oh, awesome. Guys, don't forget, drop your eBay stores, drop your Macari, your whatnots, whatever platform that you sell on, share each other's, and I often say, you never know, like if, somebody needs, I mean, it sounds silly, but somebody needs this Umo remote because they lost theirs and you have one for sale. Why not support one another? If somebody, for whatever reason, is an Baltimore Orioles fan and they, knew them from the All-Star game and they went to it, look, it even has the ticket, right? Who is Kat? It is a new venue of ribbon for me. I've learned from them. So Kat is Nurse Flipper. The Nurse Flipper. I don't even know if she's doing any YouTube anymore. I have not gotten any notifications. I think she's mostly selling over on on District. I don't think she's selling at all or doing anything on YouTube. I haven't even seen a video from her. Oh, she is? I don't know why I'm not getting notified all of a sudden, but I don't always get notified for whatever reason. Yes, she is. Oh, she is doing YouTube? That's weird. I feel like I don't get notifications for certain people anymore. Okay. So yeah, she's a great wealth of knowledge as well. And she has some awesome things. I bought a couple of things from her way back when, some vintage cloth napkins or menus or something. I can't remember exactly. And I try to support everybody as much as possible. All right, there's Gloria's eBay store. Awesome. And at the end of the day, I think I would like to look into shops around here and mainly see if anyone would like the products. Well, that's a good idea too, KK. Then you don't have to ship. I know you have such a hard time, KK, with shipping, and it's not for everybody. That's why everybody's not a reseller. And thank God I have Rob too, because Rob's great. He does most of the shipping. Every once in a while, I'll throw a shirt in a eBay poly mailer. But when it comes to difficult things, or when we were doing auctions, for sure he was packing that stuff up. So that's a good thing, because he's not that great with that stuff. But yeah, guys, please support one another. If there's things you want, and if anybody wants to offer our friends here in the chat a discount, let us know. I know, like Pam Flippin' Hot Fine, she's always sending out coupons. And June has always said, I don't think June's in here this morning, but she usually will offer things, specials to you guys. And don't forget, she did a video on my channel. I should probably push that up to the top so you guys can go over there if there's anything. She makes things if you guys need. She's an awesome crafter, so keep that in mind. All right, there's LaDonna's Etsy store. There's Cindy's eBay store. And go ahead and support one another. I try to save everybody's store. And this way, I go in and take a look every now and again and see, if I can support you guys, if there's anything in there I need or want. I'm not a big shopper. I'm really not. I bought sneakers the other day. My sneakers must have been 10 years old. I hate to shop. I don't even like it. I don't even enjoy it. It's just me. It's the type of person I am. But anyway, so yeah. And then if you guys there's Cindy's other shop. If I find things, I will put them up on my community post. Oh, that's a good idea, KK. Yeah, see, and again, though, KK, keep in mind, though, how do you get Etsy link? How do I get the Etsy link for your store? How do you get the Etsy link for your store? All right, so let me go into my Etsy store. Let me share my screen. Let me go here, present. Share screen, window. All right, so let me go. All right, let me share. This is actually, this was part of my, let me just open up my Etsy. So if you have an Etsy store, you'll want to click on this Etsy marketplace, right? And there's a couple of different ways you can do it. See, here's welcome back, T. And I can go, no, I don't want to go to shop manager. No, no. No, not right now. I don't like this tube thing or thing right now. Let me go back to my Etsy marketplace. So that's my back office. I hope this is showing too. Sometimes I feel like it doesn't show you guys everything. Okay, it is. All right. So I probably should make it larger. I just always forget how to do that so you guys can see that. So view your profile here. Okay, here I am, my great find for you. And if you click on that, that is up here. This is your Etsy store, and you can just copy and paste that. And then you can follow shops as you want to. Let me go back to my StreamYard. Yeah, shop manager. The link is at the top. Okay. I don't think, no, I guess I didn't. Let me go back here, account, my channel. I didn't pop out my chat. Okay. I just rather drop it in here, otherwise it drops 10. Okay, Control V. So if you click on that, that's my Etsy store. Just click on it and it'll take you there. I do appreciate the follow on Etsy, guys. Everything I do on Etsy is POD, print on demands, and it's all home decor. It's pillows and runners, and I do mostly holiday stuff, so I haven't had really any sales. I actually took my store down for a while to integrate a better thing, and I'm also trying to put everything over on my yay, Glenn, congrats, awesome. Glenn, don't forget to drop your store, honey. Oh, there's his Poshmark. All right, awesome. I also am trying to build up my, oh my God, I have a mental block. Why do I have a mental block all of a sudden? My Etsy. Well, I do still promote my Etsy store, but I have my own store. Oh my God, I have a mental block. Somebody help me. I have a mental block. Instead of having your own website. What's it called? T, my big problem is doing pics. I know. Pictures are not easy. They're not easy. It's tough. But you see, you said you like to use your laptop, and that's why I got proficient and Robbie did on the phone, because it's so much easier just to take the pictures and list right there than to upload the photos to your laptop and do all that. I just find it so much easier to do the entire listing on the phone. Now, it used to not be like that. Trust me. It took me a long time to be convinced. Shopify. Oh my God, it just came to me. I'm trying to promote a Shopify store. So this coming year is definitely going to be a Etsy to Shopify. I want to do my own thing over on Shopify, list my own designs, and do all that over on Shopify. So that's going to be a goal for the new year, and some other goals that I have that definitely I'm going to be working on. Love to take pictures, hard to sell and shipping. KK. Yep, at least draft on phone, then use PC to finish. Yeah, you can do that too. And that's how I used to do it, LaDonna. To be honest with you, I used to love listing on my laptop or my PC. And over the years, I've just become more of a fan of doing everything on my phone when it comes to listing. Now, I'll be honest with you. When it comes to the overall managing of my eBay stores or any of my platforms, Poshmark, Mercari, Flip and all that, I do everything here on my PC. Including going live. If you noticed the other day when I went live on my phone, I kept it in the vertical position instead of putting it in the horizontal position because I'm so used to doing shorts, and I apologize that I talked for almost 31 minutes in the vertical position. I use this perfectly now to cross post, and it has been a game changer. To be honest with you, LaDonna, I was tired of paying the fees. Flip was free for a while. They just moved it up to like $9 a month, but it was better than the $49 or the $69 that List Perfectly was charging. I'm just trying to cut back on all these monthly charges. So I'm sticking with Flip. I like Flip. Hard to type now from my hand surgery. It messed up. I know, KK. I'm sorry, honey. Prayers to KK for that. But at the end of the day, I like Flip, and it will also cross post to all the platforms like List Perfectly, and it shares my Poshmark closet, which is awesome. So, in fact, I forgot to open that this morning, so I don't think I'm sharing my Posh closet right now. But if you open Flip and you put it on share, it shares your closet as many times as you want it to. I think I might have logged out of it just for the simple reason of I was doing inventory, and I've got to actually take everything down on there. I took everything off of Flip, and I'm starting from scratch with everything. I know, but I work full time, so I don't have time to manually do it, and auto delist is great. Yeah, that's something new now, but I don't know. I heard that doesn't work too well either. I don't know. Just saying. But I can't. Yes. And you know what? When I was working full time and I had another income, it was different. Now that I totally rely on all my self-employment income, it's challenging. It's challenging. So I have to pick and choose how much I spend every month on all these apps and all these different things. I haven't had a commercial-free YouTube channel probably in almost a year now. I used to pay for that to get, to do YouTube, whatever it's called, Prime or whatever it is, not to have commercials on there. So I have to deal with the commercials. I'd rather just pay $9 a month for Flip than pay whatever List Perfectly is charging for that deal. And, I have to pick and choose. I mentioned to you guys, for anybody who is here that is a member of Team T Academy and gets daily emails, I made an announcement the other night on my listing party Thursday night, I think it was. You guys can go back and watch the video, or I'll just mention it really quick that I'm going to be transforming that over to individual emails just out of my inbox and not with constant contact, because I don't have enough people that subscribe to it that warrants the cost of constant contact. So just know that unless that happens to grow overnight, that at the end of the month, constant contact will end. 3 cross-county moves in 3 years, and I am culling. Almost finished inventory from last move, but it's never ending. I know, it is never ending. Cindy, as a program, my husband and I were like, we could probably write our own app, right? You probably could, LaDonna. It's so true. So true. If my father was a little younger, he probably could do it as well, and I probably would put him to the task, but no, not right now, but whatever, it is what it is. So I'm just trying to cut those costs. And I know some of you pay for some of the other apps that are out there. Somebody talked the other day about the, can't remember the name of it now, the list, what was the name of it? It was some kind of list manager. It was one of our actual friends in the chat too, and I'm so embarrassed that I forgot her name. But she seems to be moving along with that as well. So that's great. Her app is taking charge or taking a jump, which is nice. Nice to see people that we know. LaDonna, I love your name. Beautiful. Aw. Thanks, Gloria. I'll thank you for LaDonna. But yeah, at the end of the day, because we pay for an eBay store, thank God Posh and Macari and them don't actually charge for stores. And now Macari doesn't even charge you to sell. It's the buyer. It's all in the buyer's hands. But, these things do add up, when you think about other individual things that you might have, whether or not you even have, a Netflix or a Hulu or all those other things. I got rid of all of that stuff. My son, I think, still has either Hulu or what's the other one? Not Netflix, but Hulu and something else. Like, he put me on his account. It's fine. He can pay for that. Thank you, Gloria. I'm named after my mom's friend. She had one we lived. Oh, I didn't know you lived in Greece. Oh, I'll have to talk about that sometime, LaDonna. There is a company that handles all your places fees that you have signed up, and I forgot about it. Oh, yes, I've seen that commercial, and yes, they will grab all of your things to see how many different things you're paying. Yes, I grew up in Europe, military brat. Ah, okay. All right. So what other languages do you speak? Greek or any other language because you grew up in those countries? I'm curious. You have to let me know. But we all have a backstory. We know each other only a little bit. How true is that, Gloria? That's so true, right? That's why I laugh sometimes. I really get annoyed sometimes with these platforms because I want to yell and scream at people when I see them. I won't say being scammed, being taken advantage of. German and Greek. Ah, sprechen Sie Deutsch? Kalimera. I speak both too. Not fluent in either. I took 3 years of high school German, and my dad is Greek, but we never really spoke it at home because his father married a non-Greek. And if you know anything about the Greeks, I should say, that's a no-no. His father pretty much got disowned when he didn't marry in the Greek Orthodox Church. He got married in the Catholic Church. He married my grandmother, who was Polish. So that was a whole big thing in itself. But he came here from Greece. He migrated here from Greece. And I learned most of my Greek working in the diners. My uncle Spiro, he was probably the only one that I really knew from my father's side, from the Greek side, because like I said, my grandfather, blasphemy. My grandfather came from this country, from Greece. He learned the language. He became the maitre d' at the Waldorf Astoria. So he's got a pretty interesting story. He came through Ellis Island. Actually, my father has his certificate hanging on his wall in there. And he took my father back to Greece when my father was like 10 or 11. And then unfortunately, he passed away a few years later. And my father had 2 sisters and a mother that he had to support. So he went to work and didn't get to honestly go to MIT and do things that he should have done. It's sad, but it happened. So we were really outside of the Greek, even when I worked in the diners and they knew that I had a father who was Greek. I was dating one of their sons, and it was like a no-no. It was like, no, you're not really Greek. Oh, that's funny. Granny said we were going to hell for having alcohol at the reception. Oh, wow.
Oh, that's true.
That's because she's a Southern Baptist and married a Catholic. My family freaked out as much as his did. Oh, it happens. Listen, I just mentioned my nephew's getting married next May. He's Catholic, she's Jewish. So I said to my sister-in-law the other day, I said, have they talked about how they're going to raise the children? And my sister-in-law was like, Catholic. I said, are you sure about that? I don't know about that. She's the woman. I mean, this does raise a lot of issues, and, it is what it is, right? It happens. It definitely happens. But, Catholic and Baptist is a little different than maybe Catholic and Jewish, or let's say Greek Orthodox and Jewish or Catholic or anything. I mean, it depends. Everybody's different. And today things are a lot different. There are more people that have, kind of branched out. Yes, I had to agree for the kids to go to church, but as adults, they have chose not to continue. Yeah. And you can't persuade them, right? I mean, I look at that between my oldest and my youngest, and we raised them both in religion. And my oldest son, because of, who he married, she's kind of atheist and they don't attend church. And my grandson's not baptized, which kind of hurtful, but I have nothing to say. Now, my youngest, different story. They're both raised in the Catholic faith. They both go to church. They were, Masons baptized, and he will, be raised in the Catholic faith. So, it's different. I think my sister-in-law, my daughter-in-law rather, who's not religious and did not baptize her son, came to the christening we had last year, and I think she kind of maybe got a little opened up to that, but I don't know if that's going to change her. Friends of ours who were Catholic just had a betrothal commitment ceremony for their son's engagement. Interesting. Which my position is more open on religion. You choose what you are comfortable with, and yeah. And again, I always say no politics and religion. And here we are talking about religion, but we're not being nasty about it or anything like that. Unfortunately, if we talk about politics, everybody gets too nasty. So I told the priest they were too hung up on money and sex at the end of our counseling. He laughed. Right? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to remember. Rob and I went through pre-Cana. They call it pre-Cana when you get married as a Catholic in the Catholic religion, and you go through all that. I don't remember us talking, but
it's a money maker.
There's a lot of money involved. He gets mad when I put the envelope in to mass every week, but I
don't get mad that you put the envelope in. I get mad for what you put in the envelope.
Hey, I'm a believer. I'm a 10% tither believer, and that's just me, and it's just the way I am. So it is what it is. And it's a good thing we don't have church tomorrow. They canceled it, and we didn't make any money this week, so they wouldn't have gotten anything anyway. Because it's all based on our income for the week is what I give on Sunday. And that's just the way I am. But anyway, enough of that said. Yeah, we had a 45-minute ceremony. You haven't been. Wait till you go to a Greek Orthodox. So my cousin Marilyn and my cousin Tula, again, cousins of my father's in the Greek church. Oh my God, both of their weddings. Crazy. I think those ceremonies were well over an hour. So Greek, 10% tithe, definitely swamp. My cousins, both of them, one of them actually, I think we did have the reception in the Waldorf. I'm trying to remember. Now my uncle Spiro had, had a great job, and he was the one who sponsored, I believe he's the one who sponsored my father's father when he came here. I can't even remember, but, they had money. They definitely had money. So they went all out on both those weddings, and those girls married some pretty well-off men as well. So those weddings were like unbelievable, bazookia and, the alcohol flows at Greek weddings too. Ouzo especially. But yeah, every religion is different. 12 listings up, just listening. All right. And I know we had a Hindu friend. Those go on for days. I know. I worked for a girl named Jodi Chachki. I could never spell her name. One of my very first jobs when I was in high school was at, I want to say Dress Barn. It wasn't Dress Barn. It was Susie's Casuals. I don't even know how many stores they had across the country, but it was a small little franchise called Susie's Casuals. And she was the assistant manager. She wasn't more than 23 or 24. And I had remained friendly with her. I think I worked there maybe 11th or 12th grade in the wintertime when I wasn't swimming. And I was invited to her wedding because I stayed friendly with her. And yes, they were Hindu. And oh my goodness, yes, that was some wedding. I mean, we didn't go to all the festivities. We just went to the main kind of reception. But yeah, my friends celebrate both religion and when the child gets to decide for themselves older. Yeah, and some of them do it that way too. It's kind of hard. It depends on the religion. Like, it's not hard if you're of Christian faith and you're Baptist or Catholic and stuff, because you still celebrate Christmas and you go to mass and you do all these other things. But when it's a Jewish religion and a Christian religion, that's a little bit harder, because one believes in our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and the other one doesn't. So that's a little harder. So again, that's just difficult for anybody. So I don't know how that's going to work out for my nephew and his fiance, but I guess they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. And however they figure it out, we'll all accept it, right? Hi, Jenny, honey, how are you? Because at the end of the day, a lot of marriages work that way, and it's just how it goes. And the child will have to decide. And look, there are plenty of things that we see on a day-to-day basis where a child is brought up Christian and converts to Judaism because of their spouse, and vice versa. Or if you watch My Big Fat Greek Wedding, that the what's his name converts to Greek Orthodox. Oh. But those things do happen, right? Whatever. It is what it is. What's up, Jenny? You're late. You're late. So at the end of the day, I'm stuck here in the house again for those of you coming in late. My cousin married someone who doesn't celebrate any holidays. We just accept it and move on.
What kind of person?
Well, some, I think, not Mormon. What's the Jehovah? I think Jehovah. They don't really celebrate birthdays and Christmas and everything the way Christians do. So that's I know Cindy told me, but I forgot. That's all right. So we're still a little bit underwater here. Can't get down our street yet. It has receded a lot since the other day. In fact, do I have a picture? I might have a picture on my phone I took this morning. Let me see. So yeah, here's my street. So it's still filled in the street. But my driveway, if you can notice now, the van is completely dry. It went to the second line there, and then the water starts. And it's still, double-digit inches deep. No, Adam, I'm not driving on the street. I did notice a high truck coming down the street behind me. But he was still kicking up his tires and everything with a lot of water. The main thoroughfare, Cane Bay Boulevard, I understand most of it is clear. There's still a section up to the one side that's still closed. And we were supposed to do a kid's birthday party up there today. I have not heard from the woman. I don't know if we're going to attempt to even try to get over there. I think, what time were we supposed to be out over there? 3, 4 o'clock, something like that. Maybe we'll see. I already told my dad we're probably not coming up there today again, unfortunately. In the weekend, they don't really have a lot of rehab going on, so I feel bad he's kind of alone all day. But we'll see what happens the rest of the day. And then the weather's been crazy. 2 weeks ago, we had the equivalent of a Cat 2 in Omaha. Lots of damage and pound. Yeah, I know. Well, we've been flooded out. And it's crazy because we had Tropical Storm Debbie come through, and for 3 days it rained on and off. We had some thunder showers on and off, but it wasn't really a lot of rain, even though they said over the 3 days where I live in Summerville that it got 17 inches of rain. Then it was up to 18, but now they're saying we probably got 20. But the crazy thing is it all came after Debbie was out of here. It was kind of like the back part of the storm. And it rained for about 6 or 7 hours. And I guess because of what we had, and then that on top of it, that really, I just saw a truck go by in the back. So it's really hot out. It's supposed to be 93 with a heat index of 108. So it's going to be hot today. So hopefully that'll help maybe even dry up some of the water. Had 2 feet of water in front of my work, was 2 inches away from getting into my shop in 16. Yeah, that's how it is here, Glenn. It was up to our garage door, but receded really quickly, like that part of it. But then the slowness started yesterday morning, where it didn't go down much in 12 hours. It probably went down 6 inches from the driveway, which isn't a lot. Overnight, maybe another 6 inches. So we're getting there. With all the weather forecasts and warnings, we basically had a few rainy days. Did you get any of this rain at all, Adam? You didn't get any of the rain from Debbie? Huh. They don't do it because patients need to rest. Yeah. Or they do makeup. So on Saturday and Sunday, if you've missed anything during the week, you have to make it up on Saturday and Sunday. He, thank God, didn't miss anything. Sometimes they miss because they have an appointment, or they just can't do it, or for whatever reason. So I know the other day they came in for my father early because the guy next to him was out on some kind of appointment. So they took my father instead. So we got a soaking last night from Debbie. Did you, Christine? Swamp. We went through Katrina. 32-inch wall of water went through house that was 10 miles inland of Bay, St. Louis, Missouri. Yeah. I know a lot of you got that, Katrina. Kind of how we dealt with Superstorm Sandy on Long Island. Yeah. Enjoying the weather. And in Wisconsin, I heard you had like a low of 50 and you're only going to have a high of 70. We got rain, not heavy and not a lot. 3 days of drizzle. Yeah. Well, that's how I felt like it was here, even though they said we got more than we got, because we never really had that deluge. And I think when it comes down, the faster it comes down, the harder it is to drain. And that's what happened the night before last when we got that 7 hours of rain. It just never stopped. It was constant and it was heavy. And that's why we had the flooding. But yeah, the 3 days prior to that, it seemed like just drizzle and just a little bit here and there of a shower that was a little heavier, but nothing crazy. And, whatever it is, it just unfortunate that we can't go out right now. I mean, this is what the back of my house, I don't know if you guys saw the videos that I put up yesterday, and it's so hard with this phone with the lights. I'm not even going to try, but you guys can go out on my YouTube page and see what we were dealing with. But like even behind my house on the main thoroughfare, you could see the sign only had that much, and the rest was underwater with some of that stuff. So many man-made hard surfaces create flooding. Yeah, we had a road, I think, completely crumble the other day too, and that was a road that they just put in recently. So obviously they didn't do a good job, and that's what happens with some of this newer construction. We're in low country, right? So what do they mean by low country? We're below sea level here. And that's why we have a lot of flooding as well. And at the end of the day, we didn't even realize this specific area until we moved in. And then the neighbor across the street came by to show us the hurricane of 2015. I don't remember the name of it, of what it looked like. And it looked exactly like what we just went through. So I'm only hoping every 9 years they make water permeable asphalt, but it's expensive. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of these new roads got flooded, and it is what it is. So we're hoping by tomorrow we can get out. Maybe later this afternoon, we'll play it by ear. Maybe it'll recede a little quicker today. I know our amenity center and pool and all of that is shut down for other reasons, just because of maintenance and a leak and whatever. And they're not going to get that stuff fixed till Monday or Tuesday potentially. So we don't really use those centers anyway, but I would now that we're home. But no, it's good. I can do inventory. So with that, guys, I'm going to say goodbye for today. I don't know. Maybe I'll pop up tomorrow. We don't have church. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll see how the day goes, see if we're going to be able to get out there. Thank you guys for coming in. Don't forget to go back and watch some of my videos. Like, comment, and subscribe. I do appreciate the support as always, guys. And have a great day. Thanks, guys, for coming in. We'll see you all soon.